During this filming, we will be showing you the top part of this building, showing you a little bit more about it, but the bottom part is interesting in its own right. We're giving you a vision already of a canal with a chandlers and cafes and possibilities. This has another set of possibilities. This could be Swindon's living museum. This could be a place where we have a timeline running all the way down to the railway tunnel that we will show you later on. The way this could be funded, if we got and sold the old museum, re-sited them here, and then filled it with things from the rest of Swindon. What I mean by that is all the things that we have in our houses that have to do with Swindon, the railway works, our time in history, and make it a living museum, make it alive. Let Swindon be the storage place, this be the exhibition centre. So what will happen is you come out of the railways, you come and see the canal centre, and then what you do, you walk into the timeline of Swindon itself before you actually hit the tunnel into the rest of the site. That's how important it is.
What you have to remember is Swindon isn't Shildon, and it's not Beamish. But if it was in the northeast of England, I'm telling you now that the council there and the regional government put a lot of money into places like Shildon and Beamish. There's no reason why this can't be the same. What we have to remember is that in Shildon, in the northeast of England, where there is a museum, we have a museum here, and there you can go to Timothy Ackworth's cottage, and you will also see cottages where workers lived. Now, Timothy Ackworth is famous, but Sir Daniel Gooch was one of his pupils. He was one of the engineers he trained. Brunel used to go there to find out about railways. Joseph Armstrong, who was also an engineer here after Sir Daniel Gooch, he was trained there as well. Now, they took Shildon as a model and they improved on it with this. So what you can see around here with all these buildings is exactly where they took it and made it better, and we have it here, and there's no reason why this can't be used as a Beamish or something else similar. We're going to go and look at the village in more detail, but we're actually looking at something that was built in 1843 from stone that was hewn from railway quarries, and also stone that was left over from when they built the box tunnel. What we have here is something that's only developed over the last few years. We have a very nice heritage scene, however it's cluttered, and it's cluttered with wheelie bins. Now, the issue here isn't about wheelie bins, it's how you marry this heritage into what's happening now. And I think this gives you an example of what can be a very nice view, which is actually been cluttered. This self-contained village has its own place of worship. It had a barracks, which is a place for single railway crew to live. It also had shops and other businesses. It had several pubs and its own hospital and pharmacy. The building in the background with the scaffolding on is the New Mechanics Institute, and as we've mentioned the Mechanics Institute previously in this film, you'll note that it dominated the village. Actually, before the institute was built, there was a market held on that ground, and it was also a place where the local railway militia used to drill. In the 1970s and early 1980s, the Old Thames Down Borough Council spent a lot of money refurbishing and reinvigorating this area. And it almost completely refurbished every roof, every building. And the most interesting thing then was the chimney pots. If you look around on the roofs, all these chimney pots are different. And believe it or not, when they came to put those chimney pots back, they had to put them back in exactly the same positions that they'd come off. But looking round to my right, you'll see that we opened up some of the backs and made them more into squares. So there's actually some interests in parts of the village. They're not just little back alleys, there's actually some more open spots. Before, I've shown you an example of an alleyway with all the wheelie bins in. Well, actually, you can see here another example of what happens in this village. Now, if you go to Beamish or other places like that around the country, people pay to come and see this. And this is Bob's area, he's the ward councillor for it.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this area. But I've been to places like York to pay money to go and visit places like that, and it's here in abundance. This is in the centre of Swindon, and it's something we should be proud of, and it's something we should be telling people. And I think that when you see this, you understand that my view is this is a place of destination. People should be coming here to enjoy what Swindon has, and I'm very proud to represent this area. And when I say represent, I mean advocate it. It is something really special. Well, behind me is the railway cottage. If we had this as a destination centre, we would have tours. We would have people walking around, telling everyone what we've got here, and they would open the doors, they would take you around, show you what really was like to be in the old days in one of these houses, show you the style of building it is, and to tell you the complete history of the railway village. And this building is really important to that. So one of the things that I would like to see is that we embrace our past today by bringing in young people, showing people around this town. And this is a perfect example where we could get volunteers and others involved.